Yep, go get a Wii U and play Fire Emblem Engage because it reviewed really well. And
Don't
I really
play it on the
but I don't have
Wii
any
U.
money.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, just shove your Switch cartridge into the Wii U disc slot, and it'll eventually just, it's like planting a seed in the ground. You plant the cartridge in the disc slot, and then like roots will grow out from the Switch cartridge and implant in your Wii U, and then you can play the game. Hello, and welcome back to the Joystick Drift Podcast. This is episode 16. Today, we are going to be talking about how Zelda fans seem to be turning on Nintendo over Tears of the Kingdom, which I think is something very interesting because I've never seen this kind of just absolute distrust at Nintendo. But that's our main topic for today. And before we get into that, I do want to say, if you like what we do here, consider leaving a like, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. We are over 500 subscribers, but we still are on the road to 1,000. So if you want to help us get there, consider subscribing. And yeah. Now, before we jump into our main topic, I'm joined today by Alex and Colin, and I want to know how their weeks have been. So I'm going to start with Alex. How are you today, sir? How have you been? What have you been playing? All of the things.
So I've been dealing with a lot of medical stuff.
That's never good.
It won't be forever. But
that's true.
Besides the medical stuff, I've just been watching a ton of anime. In fact, I actually finished The Rising of the Shield Hero. And honestly, I was expecting a lot worse from season 2 because of how much people complained about it at college. But honestly, it's not as good as season 1, but it's not like bad to the point where I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Yeah, that's fair. I watched both seasons, and I think season 1 is definitely better just because the concept is still new, whereas in season 2 felt really rushed compared to season 1. So that definitely plays a factor in it, but I think it's still a good anime and it's still worth watching.
Yeah, and games I've been playing, I'm starting the third palace in Persona 5.
That has Royal. A banger track.
It does though.
Yeah,
and you're finally getting to Makoto, who's best girl.
Nope.
Welcome to peak Persona 5.
Okay. This is coming from somebody who's played the game. You're ending at the peak right now. Like, you are... like, this is the thing. There are 2 peaks in Persona 5. There's the beginning, and then there's the end. In the middle, it is a just massive slope. And it is it gets so boring.
I honestly like Yoshizawa.
Yeah, she's cool.
Nick is very disappointed.
And people call me basic for going for Makoto when everyone goes for Kasumi now. Jeez. Cringe.
Hey, I went for Kasumi on my first playthrough. On my second playthrough, I went the harem route, but mainly focused on Haru.
I had to look up wait a minute, what's her name again? And I was like, wait a minute, it says I don't even know what it says, but I'm looking further.
Yeah.
Sumiri. That's how I pronounce it. But yeah, Kasumi Yoshizawa.
Yeah,
I like her.
That would be her sister.
Yeah, I like Yoshizawa. I don't care if it's basic.
Dude, that's how I feel about Makoto. I don't care. You can call me basic if you want. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Heck, I'm called basic because Tifa's my waifu from Final Fantasy.
It's not basic. It's just preference, okay?
But
jeez,
honestly, I think Persona 5 would be my third favorite RPG.
I think that's fair. I mean, you also haven't experienced the peak fiction that is the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy yet. So
we
that'll
know what
change.
my number 1 is. We probably know what my number 2 is.
That's true.
But besides from that, and I've also been playing Tetris 99. I should probably get out of my Tetris phase soon, though. I'm not going to the leagues.
Hey, listen, you don't have to play Tetris to go to the leagues, though. If you want to play Tetris just for funsies, you can.
I was actually dedicated to hoping to go to the league one day when I was in high school. Just compete in a Tetris tournament, but now I just play for fun, but I act like I'm a pro at Tetris, or I want to become a pro.
That's fair.
But besides from that, I really need to continue Persona 5, because I need to get to Xenoblade.
I need to get to Fire Emblem. That's my next after Persona 5. But Colin, how are you? I mean, we can't see you this episode, which isn't a new thing, but you know,
he has a habit of not charging his battery.
Well, it's called I started school today.
Oh,
so
massive!
I really did not have time to plug in my camera. So
that's why you do it the night before.
I didn't think about that because I thought we were recording last night and not tonight.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I've been good. Once again, started school. Wasn't very fun. I honestly haven't been playing a lot of games recently. I've mainly been like replaying through key points of the Yakuza series. And I'm mainly waiting for like 2 days from now. It'll be out by the time this episode's out. Who knows? I might have already finished it. But Persona 3 Portable is coming
PSP.
out in like 2 days on the
There's
Switch.
no way you finish Persona 3 Portable in 5 days.
Hey, Nick.
Unless you get no sleep.
Hey, Nick.
And you have a guide.
Do you want to know how long
speedrunning.
it took me to finish Persona 4 Golden?
I mean, I'm kind of scared now. But
I put 120 hours into that game in less than 2 weeks.
Do you not go outside or something?
I did
touch some
not
grass, Colin.
for that. I did not.
I think
for
we're
that
all-
specific 2 weeks because I was on winter break.
Ain't
think we're
no
all just
way.
allergic. I think we're all
You
just
put
allergic to grass.
65 and a half hours into Persona 3 Portable in 5 days.
You want to bet?
No, because every
Nick,
time I've
I
made a
think
bet,
this-
I lose.
Nick, I think this is just a sign we're all allergic to grass.
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I'm literally allergic to grass. Like, grass makes me sick.
No, like
So-
actually being fully honest here, there is absolutely no way I will finish Persona 3 because I have to play through that game twice. Because I'm doing both routes. I'm doing the
Oh.
male protagonist and the female protagonist.
So your patience is not there like ours wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the same for Fire Emblem?
No.
No dedication.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks is Persona 3 comes out and then I have to get Engage right after that. I'm like,
I mean, you don't have to.
well, I want to play Engage, and that's an issue. Like Engage will probably be after Persona 3.
Then I would say
Wait.
financially, would it not be better to get Persona 3 and then not get Engaged until you finish
Oh
Persona
yeah,
3?
probably.
Because that's
But-
what I'm going to do, because I want to play Engage, but I also know that I want to finish Persona 5, and I have, like, Zelda games to play, Xenoblade 2 to go through, which I'm not going to start Xenoblade 2 till Alex starts Xenoblade 2 so we can play it together.
You're going to be waiting a long time then.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware. Because by the
Probably,
time
like,
you
next
get
winter.
to Xenoblade, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be out, which is going to distract everybody.
Yeah.
And
From
then
what
there's
they're playing.
And then most likely another Pokemon game coming out.
No, yeah.
And
That's a
then-
safe bet for 2023 is another Pokemon game in November.
And-
Wahoo.
Hold on. Hold on one second. I need to confirm this.
While that's happening, Nick, you got a new
Me?
gaming console this week.
Oh, I did. Okay. I got to tell this story because it's really good. So, my
Okay,
neighborhood.
yep, I can confirm it.
Go ahead and confirm it, because my story's kind of
Another
long.
game that is going to distract me big time is Spider-Man 2 for the PS5.
Oh, and you have Final Fantasy 16 coming out this year.
Oh,
Yes, I do.
PS5.
So
that's coming out.
I'm
man.
not. Just forget. I'm not getting into Xenoblade 2.
No!
I'll try. But there's just too
Yeah.
many great games.
Man.
No, it's true. It's the burden of being a gamer, honestly.
And this is the year that a lot of great games are coming out.
This is the
I'm
year
gonna
I'm
say
probably
this
getting
now.
a PS5.
Same. If I can get a full-time job and there's no, like, Switch 2 or Switch Pro, yeah, this will be
Well,
the year I get a PS5.
that would actually be a good thing because the PS5 has become more and more common to find.
Yeah, they're finally catching up on the semiconductor
Speaking
stuff.
of which, hey Nick, did you hear about what Sony is doing for their compatibility with Discord on
No.
the PS5?
Are they finally bringing Discord to PS5?
You will be able to stream games from the PS5 on Discord.
I think Sony's worried about the wrong type of compatibility right there. I'm looking for backwards compatibility. I want to play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance on my PS5 because I cannot play it.
No. Hear me out. We replace party chat with Discord.
Yeah.
I know you can do it on Xbox. You can do a call on Discord, but that's what we need. We need to just make Discord the universal gaming party chat
I think that gives.
because it's so nice.
I think that just gives Discord too much power.
No, that's also true.
Like, I don't think we underestimate how much power we give Discord.
That's very true. This podcast would not be possible without Discord. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lie. It would. We could do it on Skype.
We're
if
not
we really
doing it on Skype
wanted
again.
to. No, I started the Nerdiest podcast on Skype.
I know, and it was
It wasn't
awful.
great.
I was like, Nick, why aren't we just using Discord? And you were like, there's a delay. I was like, there's a delay on Skype.
There's a
and it's
3-second delay on
worse.
Skype, and there's like a 1-second delay on Discord.
I was like,
It's
I was
fine.
just like, Nick, get better internet. And then Nick got
I
better
did
internet.
have really bad internet.
Nick got better internet, and he was like, whoa, Discord's great.
Whoa! I remember when we...
Okay, yeah, I'm never getting to Xenoblade. I just looked something up.
Alex.
Final
But
Fantasy
Alex-
VII Rebirth.
But Alex, you own all the Xenoblade games.
I know, but I'm not going to get to it because...
But
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man. I can finally
But it would
continue
make
the
much
remake.
more financial sense for you to play the games that you have and then buy the new ones.
What?
And it also gives you motivation and incentive to play those games.
Yo,
so you
in the
can
words
get
of
the
in the
new
words
ones.
of Virgil, where is your motivation?
Exactly. Get
My
the
motiv-
motivation.
my
Clear out
motivation-
your backlog and then buy new games.
Oh, sorry, I can't follow that advice.
Yeah,
No,
I
neither can I.
My
but
when it
I'm
comes to Final
looking at my
Fantasy
Steam
VII, no
library
way.
right now, and it's very bad.
When it
I've
comes
had.
to
Go ahead.
Final Fantasy VII, I cannot keep backlog because I haven't touched my PS5 since I beat God of War.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you are with Final Fantasy VII is how I am with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so I can understand.
I've had Ori and the Blind Forest on my backlog for 3 years. I've had it installed for 3 years. I've never played it.
I've had Hades and Shovel Knight in my
Well,
backlog on
okay,
Switch
Hades is a little bit
for like
different.
3 years.
Hades
You
is
guys
a
are
bit,
gonna.
is a bit different
No,
because
go on.
with Hades, like you can literally pick that game up whenever, do a run, and then not play it
Put it
for
down.
like 6 months. Like I've done that so many times with Hades. There is a definitive end to Hades where it's like I think it's after like 15 clears or something like that, or 10 clears. But like I still haven't gotten to that because I love Hades. I think it's my favorite roguelite, but I was not able to get to 10 clears in Hades.
You guys are gonna laugh at me for this one.
Okay.
So, for one Christmas, I got the original Titanfall on Xbox One. To this day, I have never opened it. I have not taken off the shrink wrap.
Wait,
Wasn't
The original
Titanfall
Ti-
like not good?
I mean, I like Titanfall 2. I don't know what Titanfall 1 is like. I never even opened it.
that's like playing Tears of the Kingdom before playing Breath of the Wild.
That's like
Well,
playing,
actually, I don't know
Not
because we don't know anything about the
exactly,
game.
hey, that's
Not
like
exactly,
playing.
'cause-
That's like playing Yakuza 5 before playing any of the other games.
It's like playing Persona 5 before playing.
Well, the thing
Well,
is,
actually, no, that's a bad
I don't.
comparison. You mean
I never
it's like-
played the story.
Yeah.
I never played the story in Titanfall. I just hopped on the beta to play the multiplayer, and then I got the full version, played multiplayer. I never played the story mode. So no, it's not like that. What you guys are saying? Because I know
guess that's
nothing.
true. Now, back on topic. My
Yeah.
new console that I got this week. Okay, so my neighborhood has a Facebook group for like buying, selling, and trading within the neighborhood. And I was
Local
scrolling on it
marketplace.
one night, and one of my neighbors listed a Wii U with 11 games for $100. And I looked at it, and I was like, okay, it's the black Wii U, which is the one that I want. I don't really care for white consoles, although you can see my white Xbox One S in the corner of my frame. Which they didn't have a black Xbox Series or Xbox One S. That's why I don't have it. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, I consider it because $100 isn't that bad. Not that I'm like desperately searching for a Wii U, but this isn't a terrible deal. So I comment on the post and I say, hey, how much for just the console? Because some of the games were like Lego Jurassic World, Disney Infinity, Skylanders. I'm like, I'm not going to play those games.
No,
There were
not
some
at
in
all.
there that I would want to keep, like Super Mario 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land. Like, there were some in there. And I'm like, okay, I would keep those, but I kind of just want the console. And he replied to my comment and said, oh, it'd be $75 for just the console. And I was like, ooh, $25 off? Like, you think 11 games is worth $25 and the console itself is $75? I don't know about that.
Mario's
So I
worth
said,
more
okay,
than that.
how about 50 for just the console? And I asked him what the condition is. And he was like, oh, it's used, obviously.
It's busted
and
up.
it's like 10 years old because the Wii U is like 10 years old.
Yeah.
But also, it still works great. Still, like, everything's fine. There's nothing broken about it. My son just moved on to PlayStation, and he doesn't want his Wii U anymore. And he was like, my son said he'll take your $50 for just the console. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, great. Total steal, especially in today's market when you eBay a Wii U, and it's like $300 and up for a Wii U, especially like a used one. So I was like, okay, that's a good deal. So he messages me on Facebook Messenger. Here's the address. Here's my Venmo. And my son said you can have all 11 games for free, like just thrown in with the console for $50. So I got a Wii U and 11 games for $50, which I would consider highway robbery.
That's one thing I like about Facebook Marketplace.
That is a steal.
A lot of people on Facebook Marketplace don't know what these consoles are worth.
They don't know the value. Well, they also don't like.
Either
can
that or they're
guarantee you
just
this
trying to get rid
dad-
of it.
This dad did not want to go through the effort of selling it to someone on eBay and then paying shipping and all that. It was just a hassle, which is
It's
why
either they
he sold
don't
it
know
on
how
our
much it-
Facebook Marketplace group.
It's either they don't know how much it's worth or they're just trying to get rid of it. Most of the time, it's they don't know how much it's worth. And so they will never get a job at DK Oldies.
Well, I think it's also they don't know how much it's worth because they just want to get rid of it. I would
They're
say
just
those
trying
two
to rush
things
it
go
up.
hand in hand.
Yeah, but that's one thing I like about shopping on places like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Even though I've never actually bought anything from Facebook Marketplace, it's just not that trustworthy to me.
I've sold a ton of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't usually buy stuff on there just because it is kind of sketchy. Except for like stuff in our neighborhood, that's different. Because it's just like trading and like buying and selling within our neighborhood community. But anything outside of that, I don't usually.
And Nick,
buy.
do you have Wind Waker for the Wii U?
No, that was not one of the games.
I'll
The games.
I'll sell you mine for
You
$80.
can get it. You can get it for $20 on the eShop.
Oh, I know, but then I have to like.
Isn't the eShop shutting down for Wii U?
Yeah.
In like 2 months.
But also, I want to
I
own all
think
my
it-
Zelda games physically. So like, I'm willing to pay the
but I
little
think
extra.
I think the pattern was they're shutting down the ability to generate funds on there.
No, and then they're shutting down the eShop as a whole on
Yeah,
March 1st.
yeah.
Yeah, but I thought like this month or last month they were like shutting down like the ability to add funds.
If it's the same account, it is added on your Switch funds.
Okay. But I'll
Which-
sell you my copy of Wind Waker for $80.
Is the Wind Waker HD?
Yes.
Yes.
You're gonna have a lot more trouble finding.
I'll think about it.
You're gonna have a lot more
I'm kidding.
trouble
I'm
finding.
kidding. That's maybe I'm not joking about it because I do have the GameCube version of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, so maybe.
Well, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot more trouble finding Twilight Princess HD.
What I need to do is I need to find like local game stores
Yeah.
around here and
We-
go look. That's where I
Just-
need to go.
Just fly back to Florida, go to
no.
that game store.
No, not happening. So yeah, for those who are wondering, the 11 games, if I can remember them all off the top of my head, it was Super Mario 3D World, Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 2 copies of Minecraft Story Mode, the same version of Minecraft Story Mode,
Bad game.
Lego Jurassic World, Disney Infinity 3.0, Super Mario Maker, Skylanders Reimagined, and there were 2 more that I don't remember what they were. I could go look at them, but I am too lazy to get up and go get them. So yeah, overall, that was a highlight of my week, was getting that Wii U, because now I have the ability to find and play Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I need to get a Wii remote because I don't have a Wii remote
Do you
or
have
a
a sensor
nunchuck.
bar?
I do.
Okay,
It
good.
came with a sensor bar. So
I don't have one.
I also realized while I was setting it up last night how much work it is to set up a Wii U compared to a Switch. And like
because that huge
the
brick.
freaking mini nuclear power plant you
Of a
need to
power
plug in a
brick.
Wii U. And like
it's even worse.
even the gamepad charger has one of those, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a gamepad.
Yeah.
Which having a Wii U just made me realize why I love the Switch so much more, because you can literally the Switch is just plug and play.
Nick, you wanna
That's
know?
me.
You're probably gonna be mad at me. Literally like a month ago, my mom and I were cleaning some stuff out, and we found a very old spare Wii U we had. And she was like,
What did you do with it?
do we need this for anything? And I was like, I don't know. Probably not. And so
I have a
we
Wii U.
we just sold it.
I have a Wii
And I
U, but it's
forgot.
not
To
in my
where?
possession.
Did you sell it to a person or did you take it to McKay's?
I honestly don't remember.
I
Because that would have been my first go-to, was taking it to McKay's.
I know where my Wii U is. My brother
Me
has
too.
it.
It's right there on my shelf.
My Wii U is with my brother.
Ooh.
He didn't buy it or anything. He wanted it because I was like coming back from school one day, I think, and it was either school or work. No, it was work, because I
You just
remember
take
I was going to college at that point. But
Dang.
my brother wanted to play Super Mario Galaxy again because the release of Super Mario 3D All Stars, was it?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't have a Switch, but I know my brother Alex has a Wii U. So I'm gonna go get Super Mario Galaxy and have his Wii U. And the thing is, I never played it. The Switch was out.
Yeah. Nobody uses the Wii. Come on. Nobody plays the
And
Wii U.
he never beat the game.
I can play Xenoblade Chronicles X now, though.
You
If I can find a decent copy of that for a decent price.
Colin, you know how you say it's hard to find Twilight Princess HD? I found a brand new copy on eBay with the amiibo for $26.
Really?
No, you did not.
Yeah.
Anywhere else I looked, it was like 70.
Well, this is a new listing.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'll take you up on that 26.
No, people are bidding on this thing, and it's coming from Canada.
Yeah.
Ew. I don't want anything from Canada. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. Amazon. $89.25.
Yeah.
That's actually not that bad.
It's a fair price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, maybe now that I bought a Wii U, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess will come to Switch. Because
Probably.
in 2021, I kid you not, I picked up a Wii and a copy of Skyward Sword, and I carried it all the way to the register at McKay's, and I was gonna buy it, and then I thought to myself at the last second, no, I don't think I will. This isn't a great use of my money, so I shouldn't do it. Literally a month later, they were like, oh, by the way, Skyward Sword is coming to Switch with Skyward Sword HD. And I was like,
Nick,
bro.
Nick. Awful idea.
Sell the Wii U?
No, you don't get Twilight Princess HD. You get Twilight Princess for the Wii.
Why?
Because it's cheaper.
That's actually a good point.
It's
marginally
cheaper.
I hate those controls.
Bro, it actually wasn't that bad.
But back to topic of what we were talking about today.
Aside from just getting the Wii U, I've been playing a lot of Persona 5, which is great. I'm really getting somewhere in the game, and I'll probably go play it more.
It's been almost 30 minutes. We haven't even started talking about the topic.
After we record.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. People will stick around because they want to know what's going on. So yeah, that's been good. And that's about it. I want to play Fire Emblem Engage. Everybody's crying that you can't date, and I say, okay, but the main character's like a 10,000-year-old dragon, so like, no.
Moral of this podcast,
Whatever.
everyone. Moral of this podcast, everyone, go get yourself a Wii U.
Yep, go get a Wii U and play Fire Emblem Engage because it reviewed really well. And
don't
I really
play it on the
but I don't have any
Wii U.
money.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, just shove your Switch cartridge into the Wii U disc slot, and it'll eventually just, it's like planting a seed in the ground. You plant the cartridge in the disc slot, and then, roots will grow out from the Switch cartridge and implant in your Wii U, and then you can play the game.
So anyway,
Why do I feel like someone actually put a plant inside of a video game console before?
people have put plants in their PCs before.
So, moving on. Main topic for today. Zelda fans are turning on Nintendo. Now, for a little context and, preface here. We have not heard anything about Tears of the Kingdom since September of 2022. There are actually more days since the last trailer than there are until the game's release. That's how silent they've been. They dropped a title and a date and have gone radio silent since then. Now, could they drop something next week after Fire Emblem Engage is out and completely disregard this entire episode? Most likely that's what they're going to do because they're Nintendo. They like to do that. But
I think they're doing that because they watch our podcast and they're like, wait a minute, this guy is willing to not eat Chick-fil-A
guys,
after making
it's
stupid
my
bets?
uncle. My uncle works at Nintendo. I told him to watch the podcast, and he was like,
no, Doug Bowser watched.
Bro.
Doug Bowser listened to the podcast.
No,
while
he was like, I
on
gotta
his
show
flight
this.
to Japan.
He watched the tier list episode, and he was like, bro, I gotta show this to Doug.
Doug Bowser was like, yo, I found this podcast on YouTube. It's called the Joystick Drift Podcast. I gotta show this to Mr. Furukawa.
No.
Mr. Furukawa,
and
look,
then
you
he
gotta
was
look.
like, yo, this tier list episode goes hard. I gotta show Mr. Sakurai.
And then we get a Sakurai presents
Miyamoto.
the worst Smash tier list ever.
Oh my god, I gotta show this to Mr. Miyamoto.
Yo, this guy thinks... No, I swear, that's what they've been doing. I've been making videos on Tears of the Kingdom is 2021. It's 2022. Late 2022. I swear, they take every single one of those videos like, hey, Eiji Onuma, look at this. You see this? You see this guy? He thinks Tears of the Kingdom's coming in 2021. Let's delay it and prove him wrong. He thinks it's coming in 2022. Scratch that. It's coming in 2023. Anyway.
But I think all that suffering of Chick-fil-A will be worth it because you know why? It won't end up like Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Extremely rushed.
I have to ask a very serious question because this has been going on in a lot of people's minds. In the worst case scenario, where Tears of the Kingdom gets delayed again,
Yo, that'd be funny.
do I then have to wait to eat Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, you do.
Until it comes
you don't.
out?
No, he does. He does.
No, because I said release.
He suffered for too long.
I didn't say May 12th. I said release.
He did. He said release.
Oh.
Nintendo, Please, I'm begging you.
No, in fact,
Don't
release it
delay it.
early.
Nintendo, please delay the game. Delay the game.
Don't
delay it
release
to,
it.
delay
It
it
would
to
be really
2024. Delay it.
Don't
delay
release
it.
the game.
Delay it.
Don't release it. Don't release it. Nick is not allowed to enjoy Chick-fil-A ever again.
Cancel it.
Release
The game's
Metroid
not
Prime 4
happening.
first.
Okay. So
Good
anyway,
luck with that.
Nintendo's gone radio silent for the last however many months. And everyone's a little concerned because a new Zelda game is less than 4 months away, and we don't really know enough to feel like a new Zelda game is 4 months away. Now, my personal thing, or my personal theory, is it's going to get blown out at the next Direct in February. Because they're going to have to start talking about it eventually. They cannot go radio silent until May 12th, 2023.
Well,
And
they
know
could.
that. Well, they could. Should they? No. Because there are a lot of people who are like, well, this is just glorified Breath of the Wild DLC. Like, this is just Breath of the Wild Deluxe, which is part of the Zelda fans turning on Nintendo. So let's start there. Before I even get into the actual hard evidence I have, I just want to get your guys' thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on Nintendo going absolutely radio silent on this game since September?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm like, as long as I'm getting the game, I don't care. And besides, that means less spoilers for me, because I still can't stand trailers for a lot of stuff.
That's fair.
So, I'm a Metroid fan. I'm a
Aren't
Star
we all?
Fox. I'm a Star Fox fan. I was a Bayonetta fan.
Was. Does that mean I'm alone when it comes to Bayonetta in this
Yes.
podcast? God dang it.
What I'm saying is, I'm an Elder Scrolls fan. So what I'm saying is, I'm used to people announcing games and then not talking about it for a very long time. So, personally, I don't care. If the game comes out, the game comes out, and I'll play the game.
Okay.
Epic sneeze.
Epic.
Excuse me a minute.
I thought he was going to knock over one of his lights. Just like sneeze so hard he knocks over a light.
Okay, but what if he did one of those like comedically like extravagant sneezes and he like flew out of his chair? Like
just like flies off.
yeah,
into the
like
sun.
I mean like his chair just like flew backwards, he hits the door, the lights fall over. Somehow he kicks the PS5 anyway. So back on
That would be
topic.
What am I missing?
Nothing.
Back on top here.
Someone kick a
Do-
PS5?
Yeah.
Do
Colin,
you
what were you
think-
thinking?
Yeah. Anyway. Back
Do
to topic.
Yeah. Do you think them not saying this, like anything about the game, do you think that's indicative of it getting delayed again, or are they just not saying anything for the sake of not saying anything?
I just don't think they're
'Cause-
saying anything.
I don't think they're gonna delay the game again. I'm sorry. I know there are some people who think that's the case, and they think, oh well, they're gonna delay it because we don't,
I could see Miyamoto right now hitting them with the, hold on, no, change the game, because
No, actually,
that's trademark Miyamoto thing. Is that
restart the game. We're restarting development right now.
yeah, like no, that's a trademark thing. Is like Miyamoto will just come in and say, no, I don't like this, and then we'll ask them to change the game, like months before it releases.
I do not like this game. We need to restart from square one and have the game released by Christmas.
Like,
Yep.
did you guys know that Wind Waker, like the concept for Wind Waker was made entirely in secret
really? No.
by Eiji Aonuma because like Miyamoto wanted a realistic Zelda.
Dang.
Like Miyamoto,
Imagine
like,
hiding
when
that
it
from
came,
your boss.
When it came to Twilight Princess, Miyamoto was so just like hell bent on making that game perfect that I think it was like even 2 to 3 months before that game came out, he was still changing it. And so it's like, if they're going for that with Tears of the Kingdom, that might be why they're not saying a lot, is there's still a lot of changes being made to the game.
And they just... See, I don't think that's the case, though, because the game is rated in the US. It has its E10 rating. They're sending out promotional material for it, as we discussed 2 episodes ago. There's a supposed Tears of the Kingdom OLED, as we discussed 2 episodes ago. And also, the Spanish
The Spanish Inquisition?
No. The Spanish Nintendo social media team said, "Oh yeah, we're working on the Spanish dub for Tears of the Kingdom right now." And that was in December. And that's a very the game is done. We're not changing any of the core story aspects because we have to dub the game in all these different languages. Which would also imply that the next trailer will have voice acting in it because they'll have enough dub work done to distribute it in all the different languages across the world. The other hot theory is that we haven't seen a lot about it because there's new hardware. There's a Switch 2 coming, and they don't want to show it on the Switch because, they want to show it running on the best possible hardware. And to that, I say... They showed us Breath of the Wild running on the Wii U, and that didn't seem to be a problem, even though it was really it was a Switch game. Even though it, everyone, I don't know. I don't think that's a valid excuse. Do I think it could happen? Yes, but I also don't think that's a valid reason for them to not say anything about the game. But that's just me. So, now, let's get into a little bit of our hard evidence, if you will.
Hard
of
evidence,
Zelda
he
fans
says.
turning
Hard
on
evidence
Nintendo.
being a tweet.
Hey, it's evidence. Which
It's
means
Twitter.
What's your point?
It's the most reliable source out there.
The tweet was deleted. I had to go through my screenshots to find it. That's how bad this got. Because this person was just so off base. I'm not going to read the @ I'm not going to read the name because I don't want to give them publicity or anything. But if you know, you know.
So
here's the tweet. Quote, "From the start, I suspected Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was rushed out so Monolith could go rescue Tears of the Kingdom. Today's news about Mio doesn't bode well for it. For those out of the loop, we found out via a patch update for Xenoblade 3 that Mio's chain order has not been working since day one, which is kind of a big thing to overlook, but also bugs and glitches happen. That's not necessarily indicative of Xenoblade 3 being rushed out the door to go work on Zelda. Also, counterpoint, Monolith has a team that works on specific, they have a Zelda-specific team that just does Zelda. So I don't think they'd need to rush Xenoblade for that, to go save Tears of the Kingdom. Essentially, the premise of the tweet being Tears of the Kingdom is in development hell, which is why we haven't seen anything about it, because they don't have anything to show. And what do you guys think? I'm going to say that's false, but I'm interested to see what you guys think about that.
But my take, I say it's false. I really do not have the brain capacity to understand this, so...
That's fair. Colin, what about you?
What was the question? I was too focused on everyone dying.
Do you think Xenoblade 3 was rushed so Monolith could go rescue Tears of the Kingdom, which is supposedly in development hell because we haven't heard much about it?
Probably.
Really?
Probably. But I will say, I don't think it was necessarily rushed. I think they had a lot more of the game done than they thought they would in development. Yeah. Which was why the, release dates for Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade 3 got switched.
Yeah.
But that, and also, I don't know if they wanted their big, heavy hitter of Xenoblade 3 being that close to the Tears of the Kingdom trailer that we were getting.
That's very true, actually. If you think about that in retrospect, when did Splatoon come out? The 9th of September?
Around there, yeah.
So if we were to assume...
And the Direct was September 14th.
Yeah, if we were to assume that Xenoblade had that September 9th spot, it would have been so overshadowed
Yep.
by Tears of the Kingdom. Even though they've gone radio silent since then, whew, nobody would have been talking about Xenoblade, which is why I don't think we're getting a direct this week. Or, well, this week being the week this episode comes out. Because I don't think they're going to do that to Fire Emblem.
You got my hopes up for a second.
They're not gonna essentially just destroy Fire Emblem by saying, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about Zelda now. Got that silly little anime Fire Emblem game out of the way. Now we can talk about Zelda. No, they're gonna give it like a week or two.
Let's talk about Zelda. The game everyone's hyped about since like what, 2021?
Yeah. You mean when they announced this game in 2019? Good. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. So that tweet wasn't super great. There was a follow-up tweet that was like, oh, I deleted the first one because, a YouTuber found it and proved me wrong by spitting facts and logic, and now I'm offended. But, I'll reiterate. Tears of the Kingdom development is obviously troubled. Games that are frequently delayed with few trailers rarely turn out great. And I responded because I will not stand for the Tears of the Kingdom, or Nintendo in general, for that matter, slander on my timeline. And I said, or Nintendo revealed the game too early in 2019, but also didn't want to go radio silent until September of last year, so their best option was to show just enough. Also, frequently delayed is an overstatement for Tears of the Kingdom, since it was only delayed once from 22 to 23, because Nintendo never officially said it was coming in 20 or 21. That was literally just us speculating and saying that it was coming out. And then, of course, there's the argument of like, oh, but they released the whole Xenoblade trilogy on Switch since, they released the whole Xenoblade trilogy on Switch since Breath of the Wild came out. And I'm like, okay, one of those was a new game that came out in 2017 with Breath of the Wild, or in the same year. The other one was a remaster of a game that they had already put out once. And then the other one was a new game, which is probably it is actually less than a year from Tears of the Kingdom.
Nick, so, I sent a tweet that proves that Tears of the Kingdom is not happening at all.
Oh yeah, I've seen this tweet where like they go up in the sky.
Yeah, there isn't anything up there. Tears of the Kingdom is nothing but a lie.
Epic. Tears of the Kingdom isn't real.
We've been lied to for how many years now? Almost over 3.
Too many. So, all right, now. If you think, you can say, okay, Nintendo fans, they're a little spoiled. They're a little dumb and silly sometimes. That's true.
They're a little silly. They're a little stupid.
How about, 2 major game outlets just absolutely tearing into Tears of the Kingdom? So, this article by Games Radar, which I'm sure if you're in the Zelda community, you've heard this one brought up, essentially is saying that, you know what? Climbing sucks in Breath of the Wild.
Oh my god.
And we should just not climb anymore. Like, we should be able to climb as much as we want without any sort of, oh, it's hard to climb in the rain because the ground is wet, or, oh man, I ran out of stamina because people can't climb forever. That's essentially this article is, you know what? We should be able to climb as much as we want. And I hope that literally the title of the article is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom looks ace, but I hope it draws Breath of the Wild's most divisive feature. I would argue Breath of the Wild's most divisive feature was not the climbing.
Yeah.
It was, I would dare say, no dungeons?
I mean, they were kind of dungeons.
Breakable weapons with no way to repair them?
My main problem is that there wasn't enough dungeons.
I mean, there was
No.
120
You guys
shrines.
You guys know what their what the most divisive feature of Breath of the Wild was?
900 Korok seeds?
No. No bitches?
I mean, hey, what can I say? You're not wrong.
100 years, no bitches.
Yeah. Hey, we don't know that. We haven't seen the sequel yet. We don't know how the sequel ends.
Link's been asleep for like 100 years.
I would also dare say another part of this article essentially said Tears of the Kingdom is just Breath of the Wild, but with a new name, and it's just called something different. And I'm like, okay. But also, we don't know anything else about the game. So one, I can't fault you for thinking that way, because we don't know enough about the game. But also,
I know one thing. Link can never catch a break from doing his hero thing.
no. Link thought he was done? No.
Give him a vacation.
No. He gets to go out exploring with Zelda.
And then he has to go rescue her again.
I really hope... I'm a selfish person at heart. I really hope this episode comes out, and then a day later, Nintendo just blows the lid on Tears of the Kingdom, and they tell us everything. And they're like, here's gameplay. Here's what the story's about. Here's your OLED. Here's your amiibo. Here's your... all the
they
things.
just give out free OLEDs and amiibos?
Whoa.
Yeah, they're just like, here, take it. It's free. Just take it. Bring
Bro,
it.
if they did that,
Also-
actual fights would break out. Like,
Okay, listen. I'm ready to throw hands at my local GameStop over
Nah, man. People
Tears of the
grabbing
Kingdom
their-
Special Edition.
bro,
Dude.
Nick is about
Dude,
to
the
punch
Nintendo
the
nerds.
5-year-old kid who gets the last Tears of the Kingdom OLED.
I will do it. I'll knock that kid out.
Dude, all these Nintendo nerds just showing up with a Master Sword and Hylian shield.
I'm gonna have
Fight.
to. I'm gonna have to go
Bro-
sit outside GameStop
Bro,
for
you
like
think
a week.
Nick's gonna show up with a sword? He will show up with a hammer. Like, he will
Yeah,
show up
swords
with
aren't
the
gonna do
Wind-
anything.
He will
He's
show
showing
up.
up-
He will show up
he's
with
showing
the
up with
Wind
the
Waker,
hammer
the skull hammer from Wind
No,
Waker.
he's showing up. He's showing up with that Ocarina of Time hammer that people use to defeat Dark Link.
Bro,
No.
bro, the skull hammer from Wind Waker's bigger than that.
Colin. All I have to take is my Galaxy's Edge lightsaber hilt,
No, you
and I'm
don't.
good. Yeah, just bam,
No, you
knock
gotta-
somebody out with that sucker.
No. You get a hammer. You can knock somebody out with a hammer. You can do a lot of things.
I mean, that's true. I can.
Bro, you can
but I
play
could also knock him
golf
out with my
a
hilt.
with a hammer.
Basically, Nintendo being generous to give out free Switches and Amiibo will cause millions of deaths worldwide.
Yes, worldwide. Most of which being in a local GameStop where Nick lives.
Heck, even Kim Jong Un will fight his way
Whoa!
He'll be like, I want an OLED. Give it to me. I'll do it. Yeah, I think people just need to chill out. Now, our last article that I brought up for today. And I can't. Ooh, this is a spicy one. This is by Game Rant, not Games Radar. The title is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom may unfortunately reduce the titular princess to a damsel in distress again. Now, I would like everyone to go through and name one Zelda game where Zelda is a damsel in distress. Go.
The original Legend of Zelda,
That's a bad example.
Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
It's a bad example. Try again.
Link to the Past.
What?
It's a bad example. Try again.
Wind Waker. Actually, no, not Wind Waker.
Exactly. You see my point?
Ocarina of Time, maybe?
No.
No! False!
Because you technically do have to rescue her after her
No,
being
okay,
captured,
hold on,
after
hold on,
she
hold
reveals
on,
that
hold
she is Sheik.
There's a difference between rescuing and damsel in distress. Princess Peach is a damsel in distress. She does not do squat in the Mario games. In the newer ones, she is. They're kind of getting over that, which is the right direction to go. But with Zelda, I would argue...
But why is Zelda 1 and 2 bad examples if they are proof
Because it
that
doesn't,
she was a
because it doesn't
damsel?
agree with what I'm trying to say. It doesn't fit my narrative, so it's a bad example.
Oh, of course. It doesn't fit your narrative. You're a typical. You're a typical
It
Twitter
doesn't fit my
user.
narrative. So
Typical
I'm
Twitter
going to
user.
ignore it.
Nick, your inner Discord mod's coming out.
Anyway,
Say hello to the shorts right there.
Moving
no,
on.
don't do that.
Alex, what'd you do?
I was trying to pop up Discord and it faded my first monitor, which OBS is recording.
Oh,
So we're gonna have
Is
to
it
do a
okay?
bit of splicing right there.
is it okay now?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
Did
anyway,
we get me calling Nick a Discord mod?
no,
Yes,
it'll
we
be
did.
in there either way. But yeah, here's the thing. There's a difference between being a damsel in distress and getting like needing rescuing, because in Ocarina of Time,
Mario is missing.
I wouldn't call Zelda a damsel in distress in that game, because she does come back as Sheik and she helps you out, and then it's only when she reveals herself as Princess Zelda that she gets captured, because that's who Ganondorf has been looking for. But if you flash forward to the final boss of Ocarina of Time, you literally could not defeat Ganon without Zelda being there. Because
That's
one,
true.
she gives you your sword back, but also seals Ganon away, which is very similar in Breath of the Wild. They're like, Zelda's imprisoned with the Calamity Ganon. False. She chose to stay there and keep Ganon trapped there. Ganon is her prisoner, not the other way around. Is her power starting to, like, drain and get weaker when the game picks up? Yes, but only because she's been doing it for 100 years.
That's impressive power right there.
I'd like to see the author of this article restrain Calamity Ganon in Hyrule Castle for 100 years.
Did you guys know?
I'd like to see you do that.
You just straight up kill Ganondorf in Twilight Princess.
Yeah. He turns to stone after you.
That's Wind Waker.
Oh wait, Twilight Princess. Sorry.
Yeah, you do that in both games. Actually,
you just stab him.
Yeah, you stab
and
him
he
in
dies.
you stab him in the forehead in Wind Waker. You stab him in the chest. In
I thought it was the stomach.
Yeah, actually, I know it's stomach.
It's the stomach in Twilight Princess.
Yeah, because that's where he got stabbed before.
And that's why everyone thinks Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom is the same one as Twilight Princess, because he's got a giant hole in his stomach.
I mean, it
or
probably is, because, like, if he has that and then the Twilight are coming back, most likely, it probably is the same guy.
So wait, is Ganondorf secretly Rengoku
No.
a donut?
No, you didn't have to bring that up. Let's keep going through this article. Headline number 1, Link always takes center stage in Zelda. I don't know, maybe it's
Isn't
almost
that
like Link is the main character because that's
he's the
who we're
hero?
playing.
He's the hero of Hyrule?
Shocker. It's kind of crazy. They're like, Zelda's gonna die because she fell once, and
Zelda's
she
fate
might
has already been hinted at.
She might get fridged, which, for those who don't know what fridging is, it's when you kill a female character solely for the development of a male character, which is not what's gonna happen in this game.
So they're complaining about this, but what about Skyward Sword, where after you're finally flying with her, she gets taken by a tornado.
She gets sucked into a tornado!
Yeah, now so she's falling somewhere, and you have to go save her.
She wasn't a damsel in distress in Skyward Sword either. By the way.
Tornado!
She was doing her own thing in that game because she found out that she was the reincarnation of the goddess. She found out she was God in that game.
Okay. But, counterpoint, Groose Land.
Gruesome. But
these
but
this
that
article,
doesn't make her a damsel in distress.
Groose Land.
This article will complain about this, but the question is, has the author complained the same thing about Skyward Sword?
No, because it doesn't seem like this author writes a lot of Zelda pieces.
Groose.
Like that was his
Inator.
first Zelda piece.
3000.
Gruesinator, yes. Do I think Zelda's gonna get reduced to a damsel in distress because she fell once? No. Because Nintendo has consistently made Zelda a badass, for lack of a better word. Like, I don't know, maybe Colin will go off about Twilight Princess Zelda, but like that's a great example
37 watermelons
of Zelda not being a damsel in distress. You can go to Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker. Like, there are all these examples of them not doing that I don't think they're going to do that in Tears of the Kingdom, especially from a 2-second clip where she falls. We don't even know if she dies. Do I think she's going to die? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe. Are they going to kill her off?
No.
Probably not. Nintendo doesn't have they don't have the guts to do that.
They're making way too much money.
Their stat isn't high enough to do that.
They're making way too much money off this game before it's even released.
Exactly. I can't imagine what pre-order sales are going to look like when they finally tell us something about this game, and we actually know something. Whoa, crazy. I know, right? So, I don't know. I thought this was a fun and interesting topic because I've never seen Nintendo fans turn on Nintendo over something like this, it's almost like...
And I've never seen like such ridiculous articles on stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, she's been reduced to a damsel in distress. Zelda's been all over the place.
It's just... They're just bad articles. Like, the facts aren't there, and it just doesn't work. And I think part of it is this suspense is killing people. And the fact that we don't know anything is what's making it so hard for people to, like, not attack Nintendo. So, I don't know. I think everyone needs to take one massive chill pill and just wait. If we get to the February Direct and they still don't say anything, then I think we can actually start panicking. Because that's not good. Because that's like, oh no, maybe they are going to delay the game till November and I can't eat Chick-fil-A until November.
No.
I don't know.
Plot twist. On the date's release, Nintendo's like, sorry to disappoint you all, but we decided to cancel altogether because we didn't think we'd make enough money off of it.
So you want to know what's funny? If they did it the day before, people would just start raiding GameStops.
Yep.
Because all the physical copies would be there, so they just start raiding GameStops. And honestly, I'd be okay with that. I mean, I'd be right there with my Master Sword on my back, and I got the Hylian Shield, and I'm like, all right, guys, ready? We're going to charge the GameStop. 3, 2, 1. We break through the doors. We go in the back. All right, copy for you. Copy for you. I'm just kidding. Don't actually rob a GameStop.
Yeah, don't do
That's
that.
illegal.
Don't do that. Yeah, that's very illegal.
GameStop is already struggling enough. They don't need to deal with more.
Yeah, they don't need you to steal from them. They're barely financially holding themselves together as is. So maybe don't do that. But also, maybe just wait. It'll be okay. Tears of the Kingdom comes out in May. So maybe you just wait a little longer. Okay? We're going to ask you to wait just a little longer.
So, Nick
For that
Collin,
sweet Tears of the Kingdom.
on this article, I found a poll.
Oh, do share.
If you appeared as a soldier in Fire Emblem Engage, what weapon type would you prioritize?
That was so out of... Wait, what?
It's a poll on the article.
Hold on. What?
On the top.
Oh. Lance.
Yeah, Lance.
Actually, no.
Swords. Sword.
Actually, no. I am gonna go Lance. I'm better with the longer, like,
Okay, spear hero.
bow staff type. Shut up.
Bro.
Don't compare me to him. He's just a loser.
Hey.
No, he's the Omega simp of anime.
Maybe we should start. You know, here's a thought. Maybe we should start our own news site and just like make articles that combat these really bad articles. Like,
I personally
they're-
think we should make our own news site and just make false gaming information.
just bad, just like fake leaks.
Like,
Guys.
Why wouldn't we just prioritize Twitter then?
no,
My
no, I'm
uncle
saying,
works at Nintendo, and he told me Metroid Prime 4 is releasing on November 12th, 2023.
No, because we can literally put all of our sources as brotrustme.com.
BroTrustMe.com, which then leads
Nice
them to a
argument,
Rickroll.
Senator. So why
Yeah,
don't you back
exactly.
it up with a source?
My
My source is that I
BroTrustMe.
made it up.
My source is BroTrustMe.com. Very reliable source. We get things right all the time.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You just gotta
Maybe that's
trust
a-
us, okay?
We should come up with a good April Fool's thing to do. Like, we got to come up with a good April
Well,
Fool's
we're not gonna
prank.
tell them.
Well, no, we're not going
Now-
to tell them. I'm just saying we need to do it. We need to come
Now
up with
they're
a good
already
April
expecting
Fool's
it.
prank. No, what do you mean they're already expecting it?
You just gave the idea, oh, they're going to pull off something on April Fool's?
Yeah, but I've also said a lot of things in the past, and we never did it.
Yeah.
So what's your point? Which, that's also why I don't say what the next episode's going to be at the end of every episode. Because literally, we changed the topic of this episode 10 minutes before we pressed record.
Yeah, we did.
Honestly, it turned out better than I thought it would.
Me too. Melina was supposed to be here, but then she had to go to work, which is understandable. We were going to talk
She's
about...
got to make that Tears of the Kingdom OLED money.
Exactly. Which I do too. If the interview ever wants to call me back and hire me, that'd be great. But I will say, I forgot what I was gonna say. This episode was supposed to be about the rumored Zelda movie coming from Illumination, and that's what we were gonna talk about. But then when Melina wasn't gonna be here, I said, we'll wait, because Melina has a lot of hot takes on that. So we'll talk about that in the future.
I think your hot takes is just going to be telling you stop hoping for a Legend of Zelda movie. I think that's going to be her hot take.
I don't want to talk about it because that would ruin an entire episode. But
she's just going to tell you to shut up about Zelda.
I'm just going to say it for the viewer. Melina's on one end of the spectrum. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. What are the spectrum? What is on each end of the spectrum? You can decide. That's up for you. Actually,
and me and Colin
that'll
are
be
the
the comment
spectators.
question for today. What do you think the spectrum that me and Melina are on? What are our opposing opinions? Let me know by dropping a comment below. Also,
me and Colin just gonna be spectators for that episode.
Yeah, probably.
pretty much, honestly.
So get your fast food ready, Colin, because we're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna enjoy a nice, lovely show live.
Don't worry, I'll let you guys give your opinions on it first, so that you can
Ours will
actually
be quick.
give your opinions and not be overshadowed by the rest of the episode. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's episode on Zelda fans turning on Tears of the Kingdom. Are you a Zelda fan turning on Tears of the Kingdom in Nintendo? Or do you have complete blind trust and faith in Nintendo? I trust Nintendo to put out a high quality product. I don't think they've ever flopped with a recent Zelda game. Okay, hold on. Let me correct that. I don't think they've flopped with a recent mainline 3D Zelda game. Even though everyone says Skyward Sword is bad, that's false. I'm sorry.
You're just wrong. And,
that's just wrong.
And if you're not a Zelda fan, I am very sorry to hear
that sucks.
Yeah, that just sucks. You just
if you're not a Zelda fan, why did you listen all the way to the end of this episode that's about Zelda?
Why are you watching our podcast when all we talk about is Zelda right now?
Hey, listen. The views say we need to keep talking about Zelda because that's what the people want. So that's what we're going to keep doing. That's all I'm saying.
Zoraldo.
Did you say Zorro?
Zoraldo.
Okay, moving on. Thank you, Colin and Alex, for being here. If you listened all the way through, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all the places. You can follow us on Instagram if you want. We don't post a ton there, but we do post there sometimes. So if you want to follow us there, that'd be great. And tune in same time next week for another episode of the Joystick Drift Podcast. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Out.
Zoraldo!